Hey, good evening, folks. We'll be going live here in just a moment. Had some internet issues. Thanks for your patience.
Guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. Our toil, resources, and livelihood are all involved. So is the very structure of our society.
Well, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't get that, man. They go through all this trouble to get here and then come here and vote Democrat.
The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic process. We take nothing for granted. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals.
Good evening, folks. Hopefully, I've got my audio issue worked out here. And Jay says I'm good, so hey, that sounds good. Thank you very much for joining us. I have an interesting bit of information for you guys today. My interview with Ann Vandersteel just played, and it went from like 8 to 9 o'clock. It was, I thought, a pretty good interview. I think I'm getting a little bit better than this. Listen, this is not my job. I don't want this job, right? I'm doing this because nobody else can do it. I know things other people don't, and I'm going to show you a good example of that tonight. I'm going to put together. I'm going to put together something that will help explain everything to you guys, and I will post it on the website victimoftheswamp.com in the next, well, probably just shortly after the show here. I was actually working on it but didn't get it done. I actually discovered this only a short bit ago, and I would argue that if a journalist, somebody who actually knows what they're doing, had worked with me before on this, they would have saw this like eons ago. So let me do this though here. I'm going to bring you all over to. I'm gonna go. Do I want to go like full web page? Let's go pretty full web page here. Yeah, let's go the full page here, so it's easier to see. I'm trying to make this bigger for you here. Okay, so let me switch transition to this. Hopefully, still got audio going. Yes. How's that look, Jay? Can you see that pretty good? Oh, okay. He's sharing. Sharing is caring. So please share, folks. Here is the victimoftheswamp.com. Just encourage everybody. Right here, you can click there, go to our Indiegogo project. We've raised $160 so far. Haven't put like any effort into this at all. Just had like George, and he helped out a lot, and he always does. But could really use your help, folks. So you can go here. You can help contribute to the American Awakening. When you listen to what I have to say tonight, if you don't, I can't be responsible because I'm doing the best I can. I'm looking for a damn job right now. By the way, if y'all are hiring, but this is really tough. It's a struggle when you put yourself out there. When you become a public figure like this, I don't want to be a public figure. Trust me, this is not my job. This is anything I don't want to. It's nothing I want to do. But when you do put yourself out there, it makes it difficult to get a job and to do these things, even with a career of 20 years IT. Even you kind of throw away the last. I kind of threw away the last 8 years that I had working with Dynology for General Jones when I filed an IG complaint for fraud, waste, and abuse. Sort of toss that out the window. But what I got tonight is interesting here. So, and because I have not prepared it very well, I am going to just we're going to go along and Google this as we go along, right? So here we go. I've actually got it pulled up there, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to Google this. Okay, Facebook. Atlantic Council censorship. There we go. Okay, I pressed down censorship, but okay. Check this out. Fucking kidding me. Pardon my French. Did I say that? Can we beep that? Beep that, Jay. Next time. Okay. Facebook part. Here's from Fortune.com. Pretty reliable, I'd say. You can pick any number of these. But Facebook partners with Atlantic Council to fight election propaganda. People, if you've been listening to me, you would realize that I work for General James Jones. I pioneered for him the development using a taxpayer expense on Defense Department contracts, the Shadow Net, which was the same thing we indicted the 13 Russians for. General Jones, when this was done, Facebook partners with Atlantic Council to fight election propaganda. When this was done, General Jones was the chairman of the board of Atlantic Council. So what I'm saying is that Facebook partnered with the founder and owner of the ShadowNet to fight election propaganda and social media fake news. I swear, people, you can't make this up. It's not rocket science. Go to Google here again, and my network's running so slow. A lot going on. No, it's actually running pretty good here. Go to Google. And Atlantic Council. James Jones, May 2018. You can tell I cheated on this earlier, right? What the hell? There we go. I hit it down and it didn't take it. Atlantic Council. James Jones, May 2018. Okay. I mean, right here, folks. May 2018. Alright, so the last page we showed you, partners with Atlantic Council, that was, what, around May of 2018. Yeah, May 17, 2018 was when this came out. May of 2017. Oh, look who was the chairman of the Atlantic Council in May 2017. Or 2018. When was this? This was May 17th, 2018. May 2018, James L. Jones. May 10th, 2018 Atlantic Council. Okay, I'm making this up, right? Fake news. He's the freaking chairman of the Atlantic Council, the pioneer and owner of the ShadowNet, same social media psychological warfare. We indicted capability. We indicted the 12 or 13 Russians for last year. James Jones is the chairman, right, of the Atlantic Council. So yes, Facebook partnered with the people I've been trying to warn you about for the last 2 years, because I pioneered social media psychological warfare. Facebook literally partnered with the pioneer owner of the ShadowNet. The pioneer, the guy who pioneered the contracts and Defense Department contracts for social media psychological warfare. If this isn't jacked up, people, I don't know what is. If this isn't reason for maybe Judge Janine to stop playing her frickin' games. I spoke to that woman on the phone. Last message I got from her was 2 months ago when she said she was reaching out to Devin Nunes, NRE, my issue. But she's playing games. Never heard from her again. Spoke to Sarah Carter for hours and hours. Worked with her for a month and a half. Last I heard from her, they were running my story back in February, the first week of February, the whole week on Hannity, and she had said right in her text message, this is not a joke, people. These people are playing freaking games on you. But this is not a joke. The people I've been warning you about, the people Judge Janine could have warned you about months ago, the people I've gone to Devin Nunes about months ago, could have warned you that Facebook was partnering with the guy I built a frickin' ShadowNet with to end social media fake news. And you know, you get these people playing their frickin' shenanigans, and then you end up with this crap, and nobody listens to me. For years, I've been warning you about this, doing TV shows, radio shows, struggling with PTSD, struggling with rebuilding relationships, the relationship with my family for 7 years overseas, working for these pieces of shit, which are pioneering social media psychological warfare applications and are now partnered with Facebook. And I can't, if you don't get it and you don't do anything and you want to keep playing your games, Judge Janine, and you want to keep playing your games, Sarah, what can I do? I reach out to you guys because you say that you're honest, trustworthy, and that you're looking for the frickin' truth. Well, when I just showed you, and I've been telling you since December 18th, that Obama's former national security advisor, General James Jones, pioneered the same social media psychological warfare applications we indicted the Russians for, maybe if you would have reported it, maybe if you verified my stuff, I never heard from you again. You never said, hey, we've determined that you're full of crap. No, you just never. You said I'm speaking to Devin Nunes, and you never heard from me again. So I tell you what, tomorrow I'm filing a complaint with the Department of Justice Inspector General. Unless I hear from you guys first. By 4 o'clock tomorrow, I'm filing a complaint with potential influence between Judge Janine and Devin Nunes, and Sarah Carter, which I have text messages, conversations with them, saying that Judge Janine reaching out on your behalf, NRE, your issues to Devin Nunes. Never heard from him again. This is freaking ridiculous, people. I'm through with their games. I'm through with their shenanigans. And y'all should be too. These are people that you are listening to and trusting, and I'm not trying to disparage them. I went to them because I believe them to be the people who are supporting my president, the people who are seeking the truth and are going to protect our country. And this is what we get, and it's frickin' shame on them. And now you got this. And if you don't think that General James Jones, the chairman of Atlantic Council, the guy who probably was involved with negotiating this contract, this partnership with Facebook, who undoubtedly the Atlantic Council now has administrative access, I'm sure, to Facebook's social media databases. You know, General Jones, along with Michael Hayden, own ClearForce. They literally, ClearForce uses behavioral, builds behavioral profiles from social media, from people's criminal background records, from their financial credit reports, and they do all in their medical records, and they do all of this. They take all of those analytics, and now now you're telling me they've got access. ClearForce could potentially have access to Facebook's administrative access to Facebook's data, and these guys, ClearForce, look at what they do. You're telling me that a former Democratic congresswoman, the former head of the CIA under Obama, and Obama's former national security advisor, these people are the board of directors of ClearForce, owned by Jones. What do you want from me, folks? If you want to call me a liar, call me a freaking liar. Come at me. Because I'm ready to back up everything I've said. Otherwise, you should just shut the hell up and go reach out to Fox, reach out to Judge Jeanine, reach out to Sarah Carter, reach out to these people and say, stop the shenanigans. We're sick of this. All right? I just showed you. What do you want me to do? James L. Jones, Atlantic Council. Right? What do you want me to do? On my website, Victim of the Swamp, you've got literal flyers from Dynology. General Jones is the founder of Dynology. I answer to his son, Jim Jones, who's now the president of ClearForce. This is okay, right? This is apparently okay with you people. Because you don't support me at all. You've ignored me. Every media outlet out there has ignored me for 2 years. I've written a damn book. I enlisted at the age of 39. I completed basic training. I was the first 40-year-old to complete basic training in the history of Fort Benning. I dare you to find really many more patriotic people than that. I've certainly proven myself to be a patriot. Now I'm coming at you for the last 2 years, warning you that the people I've worked with for the last 8 years are up to serious shenanigans. And we have real problems. And then, even after I'm warning you, after I begin the warnings, what do we get? The 2016 presidential elections. In the last 2 years, of Russian collusion. You don't think the Atlantic Council, the official lobbying arm of NATO, was behind the FBI doing the indictments of the 12 Russians on the weekend that President Trump is meeting with Putin? Jones Group International. General Jones owns Jones Group International. He was the chairman of Atlantic Council until, I believe, December of 2018, just a few months ago. This man, his company, Jones Group International, is a Middle Eastern oil and energy lobbying firm, a Ukrainian lobbying company. The Atlantic Council, you don't think these These aren't people trying to defend America from Russia. They're Russia's competitors. And they're trying to hurt their competitors. And they're using our government. They threw me under the bus. They threw everyone under our team, on my team, under the bus when they did that with the 12 Russians. I spoke about that in pretty good detail with Ann Vandersteel tonight. I'll have a link to that on my website in the post as well. I'll just put that in with the post. Folks, if y'all don't start holding the news media accountable, and I'm telling you right now, the news media work with these people. They're on the frickin' payroll for these. I have come to the conclusion that either Sarah Carter and Judge Jeanine is on the payroll of the deep state, meaning James Jones, Atlantic Council, and if you think that's crazy, John McCain, he's done nothing but bitched about Russia for the last 2 years. Yet Paul Manafort was his best friend, his business partner. As Paul Manafort is helping Putin-backed friends through his lobbying organization in the Ukraine, he's operating out of John McCain's office, out of his headquarters. So how do you balance that? How do you say you're against Putin on one hand and you're leasing your office out to one of Putin's biggest social media influence operations guys? Really? And where's the Inspector General complaint that I filed 2 months ago under penalty of perjury? Where are those people? I filed that online 2 months ago. And I followed it up again when I moved with a change of address to make sure they couldn't have any excuses, any lame excuses for that. Where's Devin Nunes? I've reached out to him since January, of the 1st of January. Hell, I was reaching out to him back in December. And these aren't just like casual things. These are official requests made to his office. April 4th, Congressman Bilirakis is supposed to be calling Devin Nunes back to follow up because it will have been 30 days on a follow-up from my original request 2 months ago. Because they've had to change it because the special counsel submitted their report. What the hell? You've got the people in charge of the special counsel. They got the people in charge of the Congressional Intelligence Committee not interviewing me with information about this directly. Hell, I came to Devin Nunes saying, I need to speak to you in a classified environment and setting because I have information regarding the Khashoggi murder. And my information is not from my time with Jones and Dynology. This information is from my time with the IOTF in Afghanistan with another company. Nobody calls me back. Nobody does anything. Our government, if you guys don't find this freaking appalling, then what the hell? What the hell are we even trying to do, folks? What the hell did I give up everything in my life for? My family, my marriage, 7, 8 years overseas, watching my children grow up, supporting our Department of Defense. What did I give my life up for if nobody gives a crap about this? What was it all for? I'm signing off now. I appreciate Ann Vandersteel's help. She said she shared this with the interview with Dan Bongino. I've never spoken to him personally. I swear to God, if he could sit down with me for a lunch, I would blow his mind. I'd have a whole nother book for him. Work something out with the rights on him on that too. But probably not going to hear from him. I don't know. I'm not going to, I don't want to cast aspersions on him, but he works so closely with Judge Jeanine, with Sarah Carter. I posted something online today on my on I can't pull it up right now on the Facebook on the American Awakening Facebook page. It was the code of ethics for journalists, and I put up there that the journalism code of ethics says if you're another journalist and you see somebody within even your organization that is acting unethically, you have a responsibility to correct that, to either report it or correct it, right? There's Read the ethics. I swear to God, Judge Janine's never read the journalism ethic, but she shouldn't really have to because Judge Janine is blatantly partisan. She's not really a journalist. I get that, but she was wrong in telling me that she was speaking to Nunes on this, and then never hearing from her again, and never hearing from Nunes. That's just, what's wrong with that? But Sarah Carter, she literally lied to me. I have the text message. It's online. It literally says rolling this out next week. What part of that? It never happened. Never heard from her again. She just disappeared. She never said I didn't. No. That's literally in the journalism code of ethics. That when you promise try not to promise things to people, but when you do promise something to someone who is giving you information, keep that promise. It's like right up there at the top on journalism ethics, Sarah. You know the things you said to me. You know the things that we talked about on the phone, the promises you made to me. Where is your honor? Where is your integrity? And I know I'm not going to make a lot of fans with this. I'm not out here to make Facebook friends or Twitter friends or YouTube things. I'm only doing that to try to spread a damn message to help you. This has nothing to do with helping me. So Sarah, Judge Janine, I spoke to you on the phone. What's going to happen here, folks. The Atlantic Council is partnered with Facebook and this is from Fortune. You can just keep going through. The Atlantic Council's partnered with Facebook to battle fake social media. And this has been allowed to happen. And it's not benefiting Democrats. Just because, if you think because General Jones was Obama's national security advisor, he's doing this to politically benefit Democrats, you're wrong. This is about profit for these folks. I got emails that will show you that flat out. They don't give a crap about their patriotism. Whether you're a 4-star general, if you give a crap about this country, you think you're going to be selling out your country while you're the NATO Supreme Allied Commander, taking multi-million-dollar Defense Department contracts through your family's defense contracting company while you're in uniform? This private's calling you out, General. And if you had a set of frickin' cojones, you'd fucking respond to me. I better get offline here before I say things that children shouldn't be hearing. I can't edit these, kind of beyond that. But as you can see, this isn't a game, folks. Literally, the man who pioneered the ShadowNet is now partners with Facebook to, quote, help Facebook battle fake social media. Y'all have a very good evening. Thank you for tuning in. Please share this, right? If you question anything I have, let me know. I'm there. I'm standing ready to support everything I say with indisputable evidence. Documented, time-stamped, court ready. So please feel free for that. I need your help, folks. Any real journalists left out there, like Ann Vandersteel? God, thank God for her and others. I need your help, folks. Can't do it without you. Have a great evening. Thank you very much. Sorry for the little rant there, but if you've been through what I've been through, if you deal with what I've dealt with, you'd be a little frustrated too, folks. Have a good evening. Thank you very much. God bless.
Guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. Our toil, resources, and livelihood are all involved. So is the very structure of our society.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't get that, man. They go through all this trouble to get here and then come here and vote Democrat.
The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes. We think only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the proper machine, the industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals.